We also have some dignitary who made a trip all the way from countries far, far away. I don't want to say Nigeria because like Nigeria is taking over the room tonight. Are there any Nigerians in the room tonight? So you know, we have some dignitaries, and in giving respect to all the dignitaries in the house, we have our deputy governor. You here? Uh, Not here? Okay. I need my co-chair up here. It's been a long weekend.
Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. We are supposed to have the special guest speaker in the person of the Professor Sani, uh, uh, who was a stakeholder and an honoree for the Education Solutions stakeholder last year. Unfortunately, the representative, I think their flight is tonight. Their flight is tonight, so they're on their way to the airport. But then he sent his word, and he said he would like to welcome the new set of stakeholders who are the 2018 education stakeholders into the forum. And he is also willing to meet with them next year to discuss how to help the initiative on SDG-4, especially in classrooms in communities. So unfortunately, we are not here to hear him speak. So without wasting time, we are going to the main function for this evening. There are two main functions. One is more important to me, and that is why I have a special person who is also more important to me to come and do it for me. And I'm calling no other person than Professor. You are looking at me. You want me to call the name? Okay. Dr. Rudy Crew is the president of Medgar Evers College. And I would like to tell you that this college is in relationship of interest with UNESCO Center for Global Education. And he is very well represented by Professor Eugene Possil, who is here, the director for the international education of the college, to come and launch the global classroom. You know, one thing I love Professor Possil is that he is from a country that is very dear to my tribe. Very dear to my own tribe, because the country of Grenada is a country that has an Igbo man, IGBO, an Igbo man as the Accountant General of the country. Can you clap for Igbos? We are growing. Clap for us, we are a strong tribe. So that's why we can't, Nigeria cannot do without us. So, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ada. And Dr. Sanchez, may I tell you, indeed, you're beautiful this evening. You too, Dr. Ada. Folks, as you heard, my president, Dr. Rudy Crew, should have been the one standing here tonight. He had a prior engagement before he got the invitation, so he commanded me to be here for him. So on behalf of Dr. Rudolph Crew, the president of Medgar Evers College of the City University of New York, and on my own behalf, I want to commend the UNESCO Center for Global Education and its other sponsors for holding this very important conference here this afternoon. Please give them a round of applause for this good job. I also want to take this opportunity to applaud each and every one of you who made it to the conference this year. This is very important because I'll tell you this, especially for developing countries, I cannot think of any more important vehicle than education. Speaking tonight like that and in this position, I would have prepared perhaps a written text. But perhaps it's good that I didn't prepare a written text. It allows me to do something. I'm going to treat you all the way Elizabeth Taylor treated her 5 husbands. And I'm going to be very short with you. I'm not going to keep you. I'm not going to keep you long. That's exactly how she treated her husbands. So let me say that I am honored to have the opportunity to be a part. I think I heard the chairperson said to open the international classroom. Wow, this is a bigger honor than I expected. So let me do it quickly, or I'll leave it for the end of my statement, which, as I said, would be very brief. Now, as I started to say to you, I can't think of anything more important to us than education. I can't, really. And that's why I have such high respect for teachers and people in the education industry. Let me cut through the chase and tell you something. I just came back last week from a South American country, and I don't want to say which of the South American countries, but I had the great honor to sit for a while with the First Lady and listen to her tell me about what she's engaged in as a First Lady. And it had to be working with young girls in the poorer sector of her country. Very, very poor sector. And she was doing some very noble things. She would go out there, get some monies from, let's say, a bank, a sponsor, take the money to provide some hot meals in some of these very poor schools. Because as all of us here know, if you're hungry, you can't learn. And even worse, Bob Marley said, a hungry man is an angry man. And we don't want our little young girls being angry people. So she was doing a great thing. Then we started talking, and she talked about the fact that some people in the world are getting left behind because of their lack of access to technology. They have no access to technology, so that the language they speak and the language that is being spoken in different parts of the world is 2 different languages, and they just simply cannot communicate. They simply cannot. In fact, Dr. Oji and I have been working on putting together such a program that we call Know What, Know How. We're just in the process of registering our organization. It's called Know What, Know How, and the idea is to take this to developing countries in the more rural area, the poorer countries, to make technology and technological know-how accessible to people who otherwise would never have had that. I'm blessed to have a good friend like Dr. Oji, an international lawyer and a PhD in social work. Thank you, Dr. Oji. Give him a round of applause. Folks, I started to tell you what the First Lady was doing, but she told me a story that really, really troubled me. She said to me, and I hope I'm not going to make your dinner unpleasant by sharing that with you, but I think it's important to us as educators. She said to me that things are so poor, and she's so concerned for some of these young girls. And I'm talking about girls aged 13, 14, 15, 16, around that age group, that are victims, and I use her words, sex trafficking. As she explained to me what it was, I realized it's not sex trafficking as we know it, it is prostitution. But what was most disturbing to me, it was that the parents were prostituting them. And I thought to myself, how horrible. But you see, here's what. The first lady goes to the school. She provides a hot meal. She buys technology, and they learn to make robots and so forth. And then they go home at evenings and have to prostitute on the command of their parents. Folks, this is serious business. And it asks us, to what end are we educating people? And are we targeting the right? Is our educational offering? Because any of these young girls, any day could commit suicide. And what was the value of the hot meal and the robot that they learned to make? So I've looked at education, and I realize its importance, its vital importance to us, and I wonder if sometimes there isn't something that we're missing. Most of my fights at my college is looking at education as curriculum matters only. If it's education, it has to fit somewhere in a curriculum. They want me to write up what is going to be the outcomes, what is the methodology of delivering, and it misses some human conditions that are horrendous because some things we can't deal through curriculum. These kids need help. Yes, we could help them in the classroom, but they need a help that's greater. And I'm saying that I'm talking about my institution, as an institution, need to go where it really matters. In this case, directly to the families. We have to design programs to address the problem where it really counts. Folks, I could say something that every one of you in this audience here know. Over the past 50, 60 years, the developing countries have produced PhD, I can't even count by what calculus to calculate the number. We have no shortage of PhD in the developing world. Yet, when you look in 2017, the gap between developed and developing continues to widen. It is wider than it ever was, despite our enormous production of PhD. Are we missing something? As educators, is it good enough to open a book and read from the pages and teach? Or do we need to ask ourselves, to what end are we teaching people? To what end are we really teaching people? And so, this is a pleasant evening, and I don't want to spoil it. I know we have some good food coming and some beautiful awards to be handed out. So let me just tell you that our hope resides with you as educators. If you don't get it done, our children would slip backward. The world is not waiting on us. And I'm speaking as someone from the developing country, even though most of my life was spent in New York. My heart is in the developing world. That's who I think I could best serve. I don't have no use for a Donald Trump. He don't need me. I know what he thinks about people like me. He has special adjectives to describe countries that he think are certain kind of countries. So I'm not worried about, I'm not interested in him or people in his status. I'm interested in children whose life depends on the proper education to uplift them. And therefore, whose life depends on you, the teachers, who are going to be interacting with them. That's who I'm interested in. That's who I'm interested in working with, wrestling with, fighting with, loving, whatever it's necessary to make sure that there's some value to their lives. And as an educator, that's where I stand. I'm not trying to save the world. I'm approaching those most in need of some help. Folks, a lot of good lives are perishing. Lot of good lives are perishing as we stand here. As we're going to eat a dinner tonight, many kids would die from starvation. Before I get off the stage here, over 10,000 kids across the world is going to die. That's a reality. There are millions and millions of children who do not attend school. What is going to happen to them? So your task in life, your commitment, your role in life is sanctimonious. Even if you may not be getting the kind of pay I know you deserve, because teachers don't get enough pay, and if you're not getting it, I want you to take solace in one thing, that you're a valuable human being and your job is invaluable, and perhaps you would save many, many people from perishing. I thank you very much for coming here tonight and listening to me.
Isn't he handsome? So before you leave, I would like to present you with this pin. And the pin said Education Solution, SDG-4. And by pinning you, you have now become a partner. So I expect your commitment. I feel it already. You hear it? Let's give him another round of applause.
You can put it right here.
Ooh, I am a little nervous here.
No, don't be nervous. Stand so that they could see it.
Thank you and welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I didn't hear him invite all the Nigerians to the Spice Island, you know. Thank you so much. So I'm falling on my former speaker, and we're going to do things not the Donald Trump way, but our people way. So don't go by the program, but we're going to have a good old time, and we have some good food. Are you guys having fun so far? Isn't the room looking beautiful? But it cannot show up the people in the room. I would like to continue, and I want, as I said before, these women, these two women, I always respect and admire them, but it has grown. My respect has grown. So I want to call up Dr. Way You, not Way Out, Way In. And she'll tell you why I say that. This is one of our organizers of this beautiful event. It has been a very inspiring journey, and I'd let her tell you a little bit more about it. But before she go, I want to officially pin her so she knows that she's committed. She cannot. We have witnesses here.
You look so beautiful.
Okay, which way? This way? This way? Which side you want it on?
Okay, right?
I'm more nervous now. Lady in red. So it's official now. And I'd let her take the stage.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for staying up till like the last day and welcome the honorable guests and all the sponsors. Very important to make things happen. But I really like to start thanking Dr. Ada, the chair, Dr. Ada, who makes things happen. And I'm really appreciative that she invited me to serve as a co-chair and giving me this opportunity. When she approached me, I was like, okay. I'm very honored because I'm the chair of Teacher Education Department at NYIT, New York Institute of Technology, and we're preparing teachers. You know, we want to benefit children, make the world better, and that's why I jumped on it. You know, because I do want to make a difference. So we're partners already, actually. You don't have to pay me. I'm yours. But I do like to thank all my friends, and my associate dean is here from NYIT School of Education, Dr. Shangkui Wang. Would you please stand up? She is very supportive. You know, my school is very supportive, along with my colleague. You know, we did a wonderful presentation, bringing different perspectives. So I'm really appreciative for the support. And then I'd like to thank my friends and the sponsors. First, I'd like to thank iTutor. Who's the visionary for global education, a global classroom, and hopefully, you know, everyone will come together and put things together, and then we'll launch the global classroom to solve the education problems. And then Yanjing, you know, my friend Yanjing from Yanjing Company in education. So, you know, hopefully we'll be partner forever, right? And then Academy Charter School, you know, the principal is not here today, but I do like to thank, you know, Dr. Dermot Madison. Also, I like to thank my speaker, Dr. Guerrera. Would you please stand up? He's the former National Undersecretary of Higher Education in Mexico, and now he's the advisor to the presidential candidate in Mexico, so very important job, so please. And thank you for your support to be our keynote, providing insightful perspective. Also like to thank Dr. Andre Henriquez. He's the VP of New York Hall of Science in STEM community outreach, and he has talked about a lot of collaboration and resources, so, you know, definitely please reach out to him. And Dr. Nathan Castillo from University of Pennsylvania, you know, gave us a wonderful talk on research and, you know, how to use technology in rural area. And really, really, you know, we feel very encouraged and hopeful that we can bring in solutions to the rural areas and developing countries. I just want to end with the quotes. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So that's why we're here today, and I really want to thank you, and Dr. Ada, Dr. Sanchez, Dr. Orji, and everyone, Professor Allen, and everyone. I can name everyone because I know you're hungry. So thank you so much, and hopefully we'll come together and make things happen. Thank you.
You know what they say about the lady in red, right?
Yes.
And she's the only one in the room with a red dress. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So like I said, we're doing things not the Donald Trump way. Many of our speakers committed to be here tonight, but you know there's so much going on. It has been a hectic 3 days. And some are on their way, but I don't know what time they'll get here. I'm sure dinner would be over. I would like to call up Lady Ira Lewis, and she's here representing Brittany Timberlake. Brittany is, I'll let her tell you a little bit more. She's now an assemblywoman, but she wears so many hats. She's the president of the freeholders and a lot of hats. And these are our colleagues from across the river, we like to say, across the bridge from New Jersey. So it's, even in the tri-state area, there is so much support for a program like this. This is Lady Ira. She's a personal friend of mine. And Guyanese in the house tonight. Yes, we're both from the same CARICOM country, Guyana, and she's doing a lot of wonderful things in New Jersey. She also has a NGO, and she works with Brittany, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about her organization. Like many of us in here, we are committed and we are community builders, and so we give. So without further ado, my friend, Lady Ira Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. You guys know my name by now, Lady Ira. How good and how pleasant it is to be here in your presence. I want to thank each and every one of you, Monica, Dr. Monica Sanchez, Dr. Ada, and everyone. If I don't know you, I know you now. But I thank you for being here today. But on behalf of Brittany Timberlake, I work for her in New Jersey. She's one of the youngest colored freeholder president in the United States. And it's an honor and privilege to work for her, with her, and especially in education. Now she's an assemblywoman. She took that position up in February, and we just got into the seat this month. So on her behalf, she wants to wish this organization well. She could not be here today. She got a baby, her first baby, February 18th. Thank you. Thank you. A boy, Emmanuel. So she went right back to work 2 weeks after the baby because she took over the assemblywoman seat from Sheila Oliver, who was the first black female speaker in New Jersey, in the United States. Sheila Oliver, the first black speaker of the House. So it's nice, especially as women, to be proud of her because of that kind of, she inspires us to know that women can go so far. And I know that the men just love us doing these things. They love to see the things that we do after we came from a rib, from a man. So, you know, they love to see the women go high and higher and higher. So Brittany Timberlake is one of the youngest assemblywomen. She resides over $750 billion a year. And it's a pleasure and honor to know that she is one of the sponsors for this organization. She wished them good luck. And she says that the next time she'll be there, and she would like to see lots of you to come to New Jersey to visit the Capitol. So when you hear about this organization, arrange a trip. I would love to have you guys come to New Jersey to visit the Capitol because Brittany sits on the committee at the Capitol, Education, Science, Innovation, and Technology Committee. So she would really want, she asked me to give you this invitation to come visit us in New Jersey at the Capitol. So as soon as that trip come up, I would love to have each and every one of you, we would give you a tour of the Assemblywoman, a day in her life. So thanks to each and every one. Like, did they leave me up here? Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Monica and Dr. Ada and each and every one. On behalf of Brittany Timberlake, she wished you well, and she would love to be a part of what you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to pin her officially in front of witnesses, so this is her commitment personally, and then I'm going to give her a pin for her boss, my friend. And so we have New Jersey in the house officially, so this makes you a partner. Oh. I'm not following instructions very well here. So here you are. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm starving because I've been running errands all day, all week. It seems like a lifetime. And I just checked on dinner, and it's ready. And dinner is ready. So we will continue our program during and after dinner. But right now, I want you guys to enjoy yourself with the delicious food. I wonder if is there any particular order you like them to come out? Table by table, or just race to see who gets there first? No, with all due respect and following protocol with our dignitaries, go first, and then because it's buffet style, just give you a choice so you can choose. So I don't have numbers table, but the table with the most white dressed men, handsome white dressed men. You know they said the richest men always wear all white. So I definitely want a seat at that table. So while we go out to dinner, you know, it's amazing. I know everybody has something that they want to leave, a message, maybe some money to support the program. But why I say that is, you know, our report is going to be available on Tuesday, and our program are being live streamed. So you can actually get it on, you can get the program on YouTube and on the website. And I'm going to call up my Nigerian colleague up here who has, you guys have done. Did you guys bring any oil money? You know, Guyana now is competing with you because they just discovered a whole lot of oil in Guyana. Yes. So I'll let you go and have your dinner, and then we'll take this back up. Can we get a little bit of music? Is the DJ want to give us a little bit of something to liven us up a little bit at the back there while we eat? There we go. Okay, enjoy your dinner, and I'll see you after dinner.
Their solutions? Is everybody listening right now? Does anybody know what's going on? Excuse me. Please. Okay. We're going to have every table send some representatives up here. If you made posters or you wrote down some information,
privileged to be here. As we have discussed, education is very, very key in achieving sustainable development goals. And I know that those people that worked on the documents, SDG document for adoption, knew what they were doing, and they also also know the importance of education. That education, without education, hardly we can achieve anything. If only, no matter what, if the basic education is attained, as was conceptualized in the MDG document. So all over the world, if you have the basic education, it can take you to wherever you choose to be. And in addition to the basic education, you learn a skill and develop yourself. From there, when you learn a skill, when you develop, you believe that, oh, this is what I'm doing, it can take me to a next level. You can continue to go to adult education to further your education and be somebody in your life. But what if you don't have the foundation, which is the basic education, it will be difficult, very, very difficult for you to even build on whatever you have. So I think that the government, the community, the parents hold it a duty to come together to do their own bit. The parents is very, very key to educate, to assist and encourage their children. The government must provide an enabling environment and make sure that the learning environment is very conducive. Like we have heard that the learning environment, nobody wants to go to school. Nobody wants to go to school if the school is not conducive. But the government must play their role to ensure that the school is conducive for learning. Must be right. The teachers also must do their bit. They must get the method of teaching right to be able to get the attention of the students. Also, what I discover also is that oftentimes we have issues with our children without us knowing. Violence, abuse is a factor in ensuring that if only we can make sure that we ensure that we don't allow our children to be abused. If a child is abused or there is a violence, domestic violence, children may not be able to concentrate, they may lose interest, and they may lose opportunity of being educated. We may not know as a teacher But if a child is not concentrating or is making poor performance, we should to investigate what are the causes. The causes can be from the home, to make the school structure be their friend. When you say go to school, you don't tell the children what they are going to gain from being educated or going to school. What are the benefits? If you don't tell them, they will say, okay, they say I should go, I'll go. The duty of the parents. So the civil society must ensure also that the orphan and vulnerable children are helped. But because they are orphan or ready to give a help,
last one. So,
Hello? Everybody stand up, but there's too much talking and talking and talking. Let's get to something more practical. More practical. We are going to have probably 3 or 4 tables. Divide ourselves into 3 groups. This is quality food. Yes, yes, yes. Do it, of course. Around. Warm up yourself, warm up yourself. Yeah?
in terms of quality education, I think we spend a lot of time talking about, from Dr. Pearson, like the teacher quality, and also the leadership. You can see Dr. Pearson here. Like the leadership, this is Dr. Pearson. We talked about leadership, and definitely that's about quality education. That's very important. So you want to see Dr. Pearson, what he looks like as a comic, and our artist, Dr. Wang is the artist. Yeah, the one here.
This is the
And you can see how leadership is so important to the quality of education, as we have a lot of discussion focusing on the resources and the support from administration. So here, again, the resources is about quality education. When you don't have any resources, it's hard to provide quality education and support for the students and teachers. And then,
can you break down the resources? What do you mean by resources?
Resources, this morning we talked about government support and also money, and also like PD support, professional development support, for teachers to implement pedagogies and practices to bring up the quality education. And then in inclusive education, I think each speaker touched upon partial on the inclusive education. So for Dr. Fazell, she talked about personalized learning and blended learning to kind of reach the equitable education. And you can see, and then and also with Dr. Yoda's culturally responsive pedagogy through multicultural and multilingual strategies and through storytelling. So these are, you can see that represents diversity. So each, we're very creative, young minds, still, in heart. Okay, and then about lifelong learning, we, again, touched upon personalized learning, how, without technology, we should be continuing seeking for solutions for, differentiated instruction. We also talked about questioning strategies because, you should be keeping, asking questions throughout your life to remain your lifelong learning and motivation for learning. And then the design thinking because, remember Dr. Henrik and Dr. Wang talked about STEM and design thinking and really just throw the young mind problem to solve or challenge. And, that's really the generation. Okay, that's it.
Yes, go ahead.
We have spoken first about quality, That was the first long life learning. That is learning the others to do blended learning. The idea, it's a new type of pedagogy. It's a new word for me. I've never heard about it. Then the mind setting that we put a goal for ourselves in learning. Mind setting to put a goal for ourselves to learn. And why do we go to school? Issue, but I wonder, it looks like that, because everything is also the, how do you call that, these machines, the robots. Really the future? That's a question. And we need for teachers to have supportive colleagues. If we heard about the team children, and that's important, I think. That's the first thing. Some are solutions, some are questions. That's what, the way we discussed it. Quality education, the why in addition to the how, and what to improve quality of education. About teachers in the quality education is they have to develop a network of professional learning, that they are collaborative and linked to communities, especially parents. For the learners, to ask questions. It's very important for them to learn if they ask questions. Service learning to be productive. And the third element is to have an uncorrupt.
Reviens mon amour. Yeah.
I am back. How is the dinner so far? All right, so we'll continue. We're doing our stuff. We're doing our stuff not the Donald Trump way. While you guys are finishing up on the dinner, we're going to get ready to continue the program, and then we'll do the award so that we can have an early night. My feet are talking to me, and they're not saying nice things. I can't imagine what Dr. Ada and Dr. Wei feet are saying. So without further ado, I'd like to bring my colleague, the Nigerian, the only Nigerian in the room, on stage. Dr. Ada.
Interestingly, Dr. Sanchez doesn't know that without us, there will be no Guyana. Without Nigeria, there will be no Guyana. So our time is fast spent. We have less than 30 minutes to leave the room by 9:30. I don't know whether it's still 8:30 or 9. But we want to go into the presentation of recognitions of the awards and stakeholders. And then we call it a day. I hope the dinner is nice and is giving us what it's supposed to do. I want to start with two important awards. They are important because something triggered us to start that award. And this is the first time we are starting it. Good. So, I'm not going to spoil your spirit, but I need to start this award with that. And I want to call Professor Sanders. Yes, to please come over here. No, that's these two first. These two first, yeah. Where is Professor Sanders? Where is he? Okay. Eh? Yes, he did. No, those two. I'll call him to present it. These two. So once they receive it, you put their pin on that. Where is he? Yeah, he's looking for him. Hold on. Yeah, she's going to come on. Call her too. Yeah, Professor Sanders is our advisor at the UNESCO Center for Global Education, and he is to do the presentation to, as I call the names. The first I want to present, I said that we started a part of the stakeholders forum because there are people who are true education solutions stakeholders that are faced by call to nation. And they touched my life because of what they've done. So we are starting the Education Solutions Memorial Awards in their memory. One is the founder of the PCI Media. He passed in February. The most pertinent thing about this person was, his name is David. He started education in communities through entertainment. He believes so much in entertainment education. And when the SDGs came out, they transformed the entire goals, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, into comics. Therefore, using entertainment to educate the schools and students on SDG goals. They launched the book, and we are part of it, but most of the school programs we did, we had them come to share the comic books, and the students were asking for more of those books. So in the course of this, and I heard of his death, I said, wow, he will be the person for us to start the Education Solutions Stakeholders Memorial Award in recognition of what he has done to education. And I am presenting, please, Dr. Poster, please. Yes, come and stand with him, please. David Oldman Poindexter, please come and receive on his behalf. Please join there. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me try.
You want to say something? You want to say something?
So good evening, everyone. So Dr. Ada, thank you. The committee of the UNESCO Stakeholders Committee, thank you so much. Dignitaries in the room. So I just wanted to quickly share about 3 things that our founder, David Poindexter, left with us about education. And as Dr. Ada said, you know, many of us who are educators, and I am one, I'm a career educator, think about classrooms as the primary place where education happens. But as our brother from Edgar's College taught us in his short talk today, you know, it would benefit all of us to think more broadly about where people learn. And this is the magic of what David Poindexter saw. He really saw the value in meeting people where they were. So he had this crazy idea that you could put learning inside of soap operas because this is what people would be watching. He had this crazy idea that learning, although there is a science to learning, is not only a technical experience, that really we need to connect with the culture and the people and the real concerns and the real barriers that people face to learning. And that when we understand those things, thirdly and most powerfully, we all must commit as educators to a pedagogy of love. And that all that we do with a sense of caring and commitment to the communities in which we educate. So thank you for this.
You see, I don't want to present this award, but if you see any change in me, don't feel disappointed in me, because it is a special award that I don't want to give at this time. It's paining me because this program was developed by this same person. When I called her for this program, she told me, send me the documents. I did send it to her email. And I had a different topic for the theme. And she called me and said, Heather, why don't you look at classrooms in the communities? We don't have problem with global education, but we have problem with education in communities. I have no other choice. I immediately caught the angle she was going, and I changed the theme He said, what you are doing, even though you are doing, in fact, she used the word, taking global to the community. Tonya, I wish, last year we were all here, and she gave me all the support. She promised me how she's going to help me with the global classroom. And March 5th, I opened my email, I said, I saw Tonya Memorial. I said, what? March 5. I said, no, it can't be her. I went in to look for, I called her number, nobody answered me. And lo and behold, it was Tonya that would have been here with me. It's painful to me because she has been into global education and she knew what it takes to carry this mission about. I didn't see her body before she was laid to the Mother Earth because I wasn't in New York then. But each time, in fact, when I picked her picture last night, I couldn't sleep because I kept on hearing her voice, her advices, her counsel, her suggestions, how we can move the global classroom up. Please, I call on the family, please come and receive this for us.
I've had the privilege of traveling to 84 countries around the world and working at the UN, and Dr. Moreau is one of the elite educators that I've ever worked with within the UN and internationally. And she worked with us so closely in inspiring educators who came. So this award, as I mentioned in the reception, is for Tonya and for her family. God bless you.
I'm privileged to be here in front of you. I'm Tanya's father. Tanya's mantra was, let your vision be world-embracing instead of confined to your own. Let your vision be world-embracing instead of confined to your own selves. My daughter passed away March 5th. Unexpectedly, I was there with her when she took her last breath. And it was a powerful moment in my life, and my wife and I were both there with her, and as she left in peace. And she focused, she said, the missing component or element in the world is our recognition of the oneness of mankind. And until we have that realization, a lot of progress in the world will be difficult to achieve until we understand that we're all in this together. We all breathe the same air, refreshed by the same breeze, walk on the same earth, warmed by the same sun. And I have to say, these words come from the Baha'i faith. The earth is one country and mankind its citizens. The mind is rich in gems of inestimable value. Education can alone bring forth those treasures. And my daughter lived on those principles, not ritualistic or anything that has to do with dogma. These were her principles that she lived by and moved her and animated her throughout her life. She visited over 30 countries. She was a devoted servant to humanity. And I want you to know that we do not know the cause of her passing. We'll find out eventually. But we will eventually find out. And it was totally unexpected. Just had a physical, there's totally unexpected. There's no rhyme or reason. She had two lovely daughters, Abby and Penny, that she was a single parent. 7 years old, she devoted her life to her children and to the field of international education. If you go into Thorndike Hall at Columbia University on 120th Street and you look to your left, you're going to see a picture of Tanya with her story that she spent her Fulbright scholarship in Tanzania studying the AIDS epidemic, trying to protect the girl child, developing educational materials to look at the difference between AIDS and malaria. That was her doctoral thesis, and it was in tandem with the Minister of Education created edutainment materials to help teach the young girls there. So I thank you for the privilege of being in front of you. UNESCO is such a glorious and wonderful institution, an NGO. My daughter worked for, presently I have it on, she was the executive director of iEarn, and led it through into a new period. They're really so happy and privileged to have Tanya at the helm there for 2 years. She was also a director of communications for AFS. She was a public relations, did public relations for Baha'i International Community, and she was also working as a director with Global Nomads. So she was in 20 years in the field of development, and a humanitarian at heart, and a sweet, precious daughter. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for giving this award in Tanya's memory. I think it's, and Gil, thank you for that. I mean, I can't say much more. I just want to say thank you on behalf of Iron USA. You know, we miss Tanya so much. She was an incredible spirit, but her spirit lives on in all of you, in your compassion, in your dedication to education, and I thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you. We have to recognize, you know, the choice for these people were based on Tonya's advice of taking global to the community. And I look at some communities and I found that what they are doing on education in various rural communities. And I reached out to the government. This is what we are doing. And incidentally, I had positive response from 2 executive governors from Nigeria and a minister in the Ministry of Defense in Nigeria. They supported this initiative, and I told them, because of what you are doing, which came out of your vision in support of these education solutions, that we will want to honor you with Education Solutions Stakeholders Visionary Award. And I'm calling His Excellency Dr. Dankwado, the Executive Governor of Gombe State. Okay. Yes. Yes, please. We have just a few minutes to when you talk, reduce your speech. And come on. Don't talk too much. I know there are lots to say. And please, don't. Hold it.
Thank you. Well, a very good evening to you, fellow stakeholders in education. I want to say that I'm deeply touched by the speech of our father, who lost a very precious daughter. And that has moved me to tears to the extent that I'll just say on behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, we want to thank the organizers of this very important meeting and to say that His Excellency is humbled by this award, and I want to assure you that it will go a long way in propelling him to do more for the good people of Gombe State, especially in his effort towards turning around the education sector in Gombe State. Education has suffered years of neglect, particularly in the northern part of Nigeria. And it is heartwarming for every well-meaning Nigerian and individual to walk into Gombe State and see the handwork of His Excellency within the 7 years that he has been in office. It is our prayer that the next governor that will take over from him next year will continue from where he will stop. So we want to thank you most sincerely for identifying with us and to pray that God, who rewards human efforts, will reward you in very special ways. Thank you very much. We are grateful.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Incidentally, the governor is one of those executive leaders who felt that education, quality education in grassroots communities is very, very important. And he went for it. I was impressed when I saw what he has done in his books that we shared today. So our regards to His Excellency, and we need more of what he's doing. Yes. We call on the next governor, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, who is His Excellency, the Right Honorable Tambuwal, who is also represented by the State Honorable Commissioner for Education. You want to be decorated? Okay. And we have one for His Excellency.
Yes, this one I'll take it to him. Thank you very much. Let me also, on behalf of Governor Sokoto State, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, CFR Matawalen Sokoto, appreciate and thank UNESCO Global Education Center for this award, and to assure you that he will continue to stay the course of enhancing education access, equality, equity, inclusiveness, and ensuring that education is taken to all nooks and crannies of the state and rural areas, and the classes are functional and effective in delivering quality education services. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you, and tell His Excellency that we need his continued support. Yes, another one is the Honorable Minister of Defense, Federal Republic of Nigeria. You see, when I saw also that a lot is being done in military schools, I was also touched that education is not just what we think, but even the military schools have adopted strategies on how to implement the SDG-4. And he also welcomed an idea and agreed to be a part of the stakeholders forum on education solutions. So I call on his representative, who is the Director of Education in the Federal Ministry of Defense, and Ms. Maria, please come and receive on his behalf of Honorable Commission, the Minister, sorry. So, decorator. This is for His Excellency, the Honorable Minister.
I feel highly privileged and honored to receive this award on behalf of my minister, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Mansour Mohammed Dan Ali. He would have been here, but he's presently attending Chogon meetings with the President of Nigeria in the UK. The Honorable Minister has been very, very disposed towards education in the ministry. Under the ministry, we have about 108 schools. In the Federal Ministry of Education, too, under them we have 108 schools. But these schools under the ministry belong to the armed forces. And the Honorable Minister has done a lot to develop the schools, expose the teachers and the students under the defense ministry to trainings, workshops that will diversify education in the ministry. So I received this award on his behalf and dedicate it to all the teachers, pupils, and students of the Ministry of Defense and the Armed Forces of Nigeria. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for that. And incidentally, she came all the way from Australia to Nigeria and left immediately to America just for this award. Just to tell you how important they value this. And thank you also for their support, because the minister is also interested in supporting UNESCO Center for Global Education. So we count on him and we want to move. Please tell him that with Medgar Evers College, we are coming to provide training for teachers in military schools in Nigeria very soon. Thank you. Yes, our guest speaker, all the way from Mexico. We don't know how to tell you thank you, you know. You understood that we are a small organization and we don't have money for your flight. But he agreed to come and support us. And he delivered wonderful keynote opening to declare the conference open on Thursday. So we are calling on Dr. Salvador Guerra Guerrero, who is the former National Undersecretary for Higher Education of Ministry of Education, Mexico. Please check hand with Dr. Posey. Thank you. Who is decorating him?
Do you want me to say something? Do you want me to say something? Can you very briefly?
Thank you very much to the committee. I'm really honored to be here and to receive this award. I just want to say that when we are born, we already have some constraints in genetics. Some are really tall, some are short, some are skinny, and everything. But the important thing is to build a human being. And this can only be done by education. Thank you.
And some are very good looking.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we are focusing on the community, and we can end this forum without picking people who have done a lot in the community. And I'm calling I call her Nigeria-born Miss Road. You know, she Miss Road to America, but she's a Nigerian-born. And anytime you see her, she dresses like Nigeria. So I call her Nigerian-born Miss Road in the person of Prophetess Lisa Parks. She's a Nigerian-born Miss Road. You know, look at her. You know, does she not look like American? She's a Nigerian-born Miss Road. You know, so please, it's Education Solutions Stakeholder Community Service Award. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. First, giving honor to God, who was first in my life. I want to thank God for the privilege of being here to receive so great an honor. And in the words of my sister friend, A. Lawful Sanders, who we affectionately call the Divine Mother Diva, she says that people with true power and influence never have to say or make others believe it. It is in their action that people pay attention to. And it is because of the use of my actions that I stand before you this evening, and with the help of my sisters, Prophetess Esther Tabb, Prophetess Drusilla Mack, and Prophetess Sada Nobles, who stand with me, who pray with me, who travel with me. They help me in my global education projects. And next month, as I am journeying on to Nigeria, for the dedication of opening my library, the Joy of God Ministries and the Royal Academy International Library, that I will be planting in Warri Delta State, that this ward is a testament, and it affirms my commitment to educating our people here and abroad. And I thank you so very much for the honor and the privilege. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we have other community service awards that are not here, and we don't, because of time, we keep their own on hold. And we want to recognize some stakeholders for partnership award. You know, we can't do anything about global classroom without partners. So we are recognizing the Yencheng Elite Education, Dr. Liu. Dr. Liu came all the way from China, and he was a supporter of this conference.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's really a big surprise for me. First of all, yeah. Just now, Maria asked me, will you go, I said, I don't know, I really don't know. Big surprise. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful that, Dr. Xu gave me this opportunity to attend this, big event. And I really have learned a lot from, everyone attending this conference. And most of all, I learned that I think education is some kind of sacrifice, because educators really got very low salary, I think, across the whole world, whatever. It's even lower salary in China. And I worked for Peking University for more than 8 years, but to be honest, I earned a very high salary. But I quitted that job because I wanted to do something, to help people in need. And that's why Yanqing Elite Education, we are, doing a lot of things in developing learning management system, because we want to distribute high quality teaching resources across China, especially to less developed areas. And also we train teachers, through collaboration with Ministry of Education, whatever. But most importantly, I think tonight, I want to extend my gratitude to everyone, especially to this organization, Dr. Ada, Dr. Xu, and everyone included. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Another partner we also call upon is iTutor. iTutor.
Mr. Harry Aurora.
I'm not giving the name, I'm giving the organization.
Oh, okay.
iTutor, please go. Yeah. Yes. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, photo. Put the mic.
So decorative, want to say
Thank you.
anything?
30 seconds? Yes. I want to thank all of you for this wonderful evening. And Dr. Ada, Wei In, and everyone else who has put together this program. I've really learned a lot here today, and especially with the touchy story of Tanya Moro. It gives a lot of encouragement for people like us to keep doing the missionary work to change lives. I really want to thank you, and anything we can do to support your vision, we're all here for you. Thank you.
Thank you. You turn it upside down. Thank you. Decorate him as well. Thank you. I tutor, and get ready for us. The global classroom has started. Yes. Want to call in Igbo Amaka Cultural Institute, please, for the partnership award. Igbo Amaka Cultural Institute. Interestingly, this institute have been doing a lot to teach classes in Igbo language in universities here. Yes. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Secondly, I want to thank Dr. Ada. She made all of this possible. And I want to thank everyone that has supported our organization so far since 2016. So what we do within the United States is we implement Igbo language across universities and colleges, and also set up summer programs for those that are born and raised here that didn't have the opportunity to learn the language. Back home, what we do in the Southeast is to be able to teach those that didn't have the opportunity to get educated in English language, teach them about health, teach them about everything we've learned in the Western countries in a local language that they can understand. And I want to thank the Secretary of State. He told me so much he's done by implementing our language, and it's been wonderful. And I want to use this opportunity to plead with everyone here to implement everything you do in your local language so you can reach out to a lot of people. Language is very essential. Education, you cannot educate anyone without a language. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, the next one is, which is it? Oh. The next one is a school in a community, Irene Menakaya School, east of the Nigeria. If you want, is there something? You check the other hand.
We sit on the same table. Well, I don't want to take too much time off us. Thank you for this opportunity of giving us. And I would say that Irene Menakaya School has been in existence for more than 4 decades, and has as well as produced more than individuals from different professions, including myself as an engineer as well. So, and it's been a school that has been, and is still existing, still producing more professionals that will be able to, contribute in the communities around in Nigeria and as well as around the world. So thank you so much.
Be decorated. Yeah, thank you. When is going to receive it, she's decorating. So after that, Monica is not there. Okay, she's done. Yeah. The Academy Middle School, please weigh in. The Academy Middle School. On behalf, yes. And also receive this one as well.
4.
Remove this one and take the Department of Teacher Education, NYIT. Yes. Oh, good. Please come over. Where are the other ones? Yes, yes. Please, come. You are the one to receive it, not her. I thought there was nobody. Yes. Shake, Prof. And now, shake. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Please,
So
decorate
much.
her. And which other one again? African Cultural Promotions, Inc. The president is here. The organization has been so supportive to UNESCO Center for Global Education. So, turn and check the prof. Thank you.
Before, just turn around. Photo.
Thank you. UNESCO Institute for Fashion Education. UNESCO Institute for Fashion Education. These ones are not here. They are not here. Professor.
Now I know why Medgar Evers is being called. Thank you so very much. Now you understand the dress. Thank you. You are beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Ada. Thank you.
Yeah, quickly, we want to recognize advisors. Already we have the chief advisor would be here. We want to admit in more people. And we have Mohammed Jabi Kilgori, advisor education solutions, please. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm highly honored to be part of the education solution.
Thank you.
Look at the camera. Thank you.
Where's the camera?
People look at the front. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Miss Maria Mark, another advisor. We are going to work with her with military schools, so she's an anchor person for military schools. So. Thank you. And also, Bala Aminu Bodinga. So, Bodinga. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's the last. Not here. And I want where is Dr. Oji? Dr. Oji? Oh, he's gone? You wanted to receive we had a chairman, one of our chairmen passed, but unfortunately due to ill health, is not able to function as our present chairman. So we want to present Chairman Emeritus to His Royal Highness Joseph Du Bois. So, please, can you clap for him? He was a father to us when he was the chairman, and because of ill health and we need to still have him, but we said today you are now Chairman Emeritus with us. Thank you. So with that, I don't know, I didn't miss anyone, and if I missed anyone, I will apologize and we keep on. But for now, we are building a network, and please, I want all our awardees to know that you have an important function to support UNESCO Center for Global Education. We are doing a lot in terms of education. More importantly is addressing the issue of education through teachers, educators, looking at policies, especially the classroom in communities. We are also into peace education into schools, and we flagged the campaign Hub for Peace, where we take it to students to let them understand that peace education, peace is more important and for their future than carrying gun. What is happening now among students is not good. You know, so we take this to them to educate them about. So we are looking for, have youth program. In fact, in August 1 to August 16, we are having a 2-week camp, and we say youthpreneur, where we want to educate these youth about skills that can support the education. So that when because education is expensive, and when we don't have, when you look at the bills, the tuition and everything, the next thing is that you drop out, you're afraid. But we want to empower them to know that while in school, you can still support yourself. Our parents did it, and they were able to produce us. In those days where they have nothing. Now that we have internet, we have social media, we have this, why can't we learn something to support her education, whether your parents are rich or not? So we are having the Youthpreneur Camp in August. So, which other thing? In Buffalo. We want to view upstate New York. We want to view Canada from New York. So we need to bring students into that camp and help us spread the news. If you have children, instead of keeping them in the holidays to eat pizza and McDonald's, let's have them for 2 weeks. That's more important. Thank you. And then we have fashioneer education, where UNESCO believe and fashion and development must go together. And we developed the fashioneer education in partnership with UNESCO Institute of Fashion Education. I don't like fashion, but I'm being forced. Look at me. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm being forced to be fashioneer. So we have this fashioneer education that helps us to reach out. And they prepare, there are young boys and girls who have skills, talents, creativity. We want to educate them. In fact, May the 12th, we are graduating Sweet 16 graduation on May 12th. Those who are trying to graduate out of 16 years. We want to have a training for them and to encourage them to the next phase of life. And fashioneer education is preparing Miss Pageant, fashion, Miss Carico. Where's Monica? So these are the issues that we are trying, and in partnership with the Institute. So we have a lot to do, and we need your ideas, we need your support, we need your commitment, we need everything that can make us work. And I thank Professor Postil for your support. You see, he's been a father. Anytime we call him, he answers, So I know we said, whenever you call God, he answers. But this time, whenever I call Dr. Postil, he is always answering. So I thank you so much. And please relay our special thanks to the president and tell him that we are decorating him as this so that he becomes part of us. We are still going to think of the next stage of especially the teachers training program, which is very important. Thank you for your time and for your love and for your care. It's very important. Thank you so much. I don't know who else to thank. Those of you that came all the way, my sisters from Nigeria, I tell people, I boast with Nigeria here, and they know me as Ada Nigeria, the Nigerian woman, But what I don't like is the picture that is always in the media about us. Because the good things you are doing is not in the media. So I would like, Honorable, I'm a woman, and I don't like when a woman is talking, men are talking. So we are in this area of gender equality. So we're not trying to displace you, but we say, step us up from your stomach and bedroom for something more sustainable. Yes, thank you so much. So I need you, when you go back, let us think about how we can use education to restructure some of the image in the media against our great country. Because I boast with Nigeria, and I say without Nigeria, there would be, it's Nigeria and others. So thank you. Before we close, I want weigh in, please. Weigh in, who else to support it? Prof, please come and support her. Incidentally, we started this program on 19th, and 18th was her birthday. So we say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Wayne, happy birthday to you. So cut the cake.
Oh my God.
You cut your birthday cake. The education solutions. So, yes. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Honorable, come and join her. All the women, come and cut the cake with her, please. Everybody, come and cut the cake with me. Birthday. Oh yeah. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthday. Woo! Whoa! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Put another one on her head.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is dessert. Come and take your dessert. You know, and to God be the glory. Thank you for everyone. I wish you journey mercies back to your home. Thank you for the support, and let's continue to partner together. Thank you.
But I need you. I say, make I tell you what you don't know. Say, many don't know. I should tell my side, girl, I don't know. But still, girl, I don't know. Cause now we get to many ideas. We get to plenty, I should be. Like a look at anything a man do. Plenty eyes to see. Like a look at you. Please don't leave me there. Don't leave me there. If you hold me tight, I will treat you right. Girl, if any man put us under, bandana put under. Right now we no go run down. Go jump bumper to bumper. Girl, if any man put us under, bandana put under. Right now we no go run down. Go jump bumper to bumper. Some of them need a package.